Boom. What's good? Back. Another My2pence. It's your boy Jedi for JEDIONLINE, TRILL live, red pill, TRILL clicks, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live, and please put the number of your like in the chat, you know, like that. Big up everyone watching on the premiere. Big up all the Speakonomics family, everyone that's tuned in for My2pence and all the bits of content that man puts out there. Hope you've had a good couple weeks. You know what I mean? We back, man. So, let's get straight into it. I ain't got much to say on this one. Woman comes out and says some stuff about Ian Wright. Rah. The women are struggling for positions in commentary when it comes to football. And Ian Wright's out there getting all the jobs. She said that in some kind of way. People heard it. She's had to backtrack, apologise, and now she's lost her job. So people ask me what my opinion is. First and foremost, I don't care about football. I never have. I never will. Big up all the football fans. And I just don't care. And I double don't care about female football. Women's football. I can give a fuck. Right? So I don't care. That's my initial response. This is My2pence. I don't care. Secondly, the woman that had whatever to say about Ian Wright, jumping on the bandwagon of like the pity party for women. Oh, women got it so bad. Oh, women are so oppressed and women ain't got a right to do this. Let's do a women's group, women's football, women's gym, women's hamburger eating, women's. Oh yeah, like all these women groups and that. It is what it is, man. I always tell you lot, there's an agenda out here, and this is part of the agenda. But cool, big up the sisters that want to play football. I got nothing against you lot, whatever. I just don't care about hearing about all the inequality or not. One of your sisters tried to throw a man under the bus and she ended up under the bus herself. And that's just how it goes. Sometimes not always trying to shit on other people just to get, you know what I mean? I feel like empowerment doesn't mean shitting on other people. So female empowerment shouldn't mean male disempowerment. So you shouldn't be trying to target like men, you get me? But whatever, man. You lot gonna do what you're gonna do, man. You're gonna hate men. Women gonna hate men. Men gonna hate women. It is what it is. I never really cared. And after Ian Wright wore the skirt and the roller skates in the picture, after he wore the skirt and the roller skates in the picture, like I just couldn't give a fuck what happens with any of them. But yeah, that's me covering that story in my style. Yeah, like it or lump it, I spoke on it. I don't give a damn. The new Trinidad Prime Minister or whatever, some sister, is like she's trying to change the home invasion laws to make sure that people with legal firearms, in her words, load up the matic.
Home invasion laws and legal firearms. And when the brutal rapists and criminals come into your homes, I tell you again, load up your matic, light them up, empty the clip.
Load up the matic. Hey, imagine our Prime Minister saying, yo, you lot, you can have legal guns, and my advice to you is load up the matic. And if a boy try test the border, lick him down. Basically, home invaders, it's green light on you lot in Trinidad, isn't it? I know Trinidad, like, you know, they got some serious crime out there in certain points on that. So, you know, to arm the home owners, to empower the home owners, the Prime Minister's letting them know, if a man comes to your yard, lick him down. So listen, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that's a beautiful rule. I think that's a beautiful law. I think you should be able to protect your own property and your environment with lethal force if needs be. And, you know, places like the UK really tie your hands and they more favour the criminal, whatnot. But yeah, I definitely believe in every man, every woman being able to defend their yard and arm themselves to defend their property. I think that's like a God-given or a normal right, you get me? This is one thing I read about the USA. Yes, they've got a lot of anti-gun propaganda going out there. There's a lot of serial, what you call it, mass shootings and stuff like that. And there's a big bid to try and change the gun laws. But I think it's important for the citizen to be able to arm themselves against invasion, against tyranny, you know what I mean, for self-protection. It gets a bit sticky when everyone's got a strap on the roads. But like, even when it comes to these mass shooting things, when they're running in schools and they're doing things, I just feel like if teachers were armed and bodyguard and security was armed and that, there's only so many, you can run into a building, but you know that the staff are armed, innit? So, you get me? I don't know, like, I think teachers should be armed. Or like certain teachers, or they should be armed guards in school looking after kids. Why not? You get me? You got an armed guard looking after fucking the Prime Minister and all these stupid ministers and politicians. You know what I mean? Arm our children, arm the people that protect our children. But yeah, so I think it's a good idea, basically, getting back to Trinidad, you know, for the laws to be fixed so that residents can use deadly force to protect their somethings if it comes down to it. So you know, if you come into my yard, I'm going to done your dance. You get me? I think fair is fair. One crime I was never into was burglary, you know. You know, I'd rather rob you face to face. Not to say it's like, I'm not taking a moral, there's no like, I'm not trying to make something that's wrong, right? But I'm just saying, in my heart, I'd rather come to your face and take something, yeah? Or go somewhere and teach something, but to enter someone's yard and steal, it's not really, you know, I never grew up rating burglary. Maybe it's because I got burgled when I was young and it fucking scarred me. The thought of some strange people being in my yard and going through the stuff just violated man's sanctity. You get me? Man's domain. It's not nice. If you've ever been burgled, it ain't nice. So it's not a way that I ever thought of really making money or anything like that. And yeah, if you get caught in someone's yard, it's on you, bro. And whatever they choose to do, it's on you. I don't really have no sympathy. Don't go in people's yards. I think that's a good rule of thumb. If I'm coming in your yard, I'm coming to hurt you. You get me? Simple. Or, you know, yeah, we used to run up in drums. But even that's like more robbery than burglary. We used to run up in drums. If you were selling or shotting or doing certain bits and bobs in your crib, then yeah, we'd run up in your crib. And you know what I mean? But that's a bit different from burglary. But yeah, that's my 2 pence on that. All right, so there's a young lady, an African American, I would dare to say, or an American or whatever. She's moved over to Ghana, and she's got some things to say about the way Ghana runs.
I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the bullshit bribery, the bullshit fraud, the bullshit scams, the bullshit too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit not having no food, the bullshit electricity, the bullshit hot water, the bullshit, what's that shit called that be coming down?
Bullshit lizards.
The bullshit animals, it's scorpions outside the house, it's big ass spiders, it's big ass lizards, colorful lizards you ain't never seen before, all in the fucking room with you, sleeping with you, all the bullshit people trying to scam you when you go outside thinking you rich, so they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this shit. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below, because for me, I'm ready to go. And I always used to say, if it's up to me, it will be, and I'm going to go out to Africa and make shit happen. No, I don't want to. I want to take my businesses back to America. I want to open up shop back in America, open up my dentist office, and all the stuff that I was going to do out here in America. Steady electricity, and the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity, so if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This shit right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday. I can't deal. I love the people. Don't get me wrong, when I'm outside, I'm having fun. I love people. But when I come back to reality, when you come back home, home is where the heart is, right? When you come back home, you're supposed to feel comfortable, you're supposed to be happy. I'm not happy. To live in a house where you look outside and all you see is turkeys and ducks and chickens and sheeps and old malnourished cows.
So I guess she's not used to the slowness of the system, the lack of resources. You know, she's complaining about the electricity cutting out for days and normal problems that people are facing because the infrastructure in Africa is pretty basic in certain regions. We got to think about it though. If you're going to Africa to try and live the American dream, then you kind of got it wrong. And sometimes I feel like we got to just accept, not always push for modernization, because modernization brings its own issues, you know? And there's people been living on that land, as you know, for thousands of years, managing. So I think sometimes it's just about adjusting your expectations and your outlook and the way you see things. And you got to know that you may swap certain creature comforts for, creature comforts for some practicality or some peace of mind. You know what I mean? Some quality of life. Quality of life doesn't always go with modernization and you know, new age shit and new tech shit and fast. Sometimes your quality of life is the fact that you can go to the river to get water. That might be a quality of life that you're not even realizing, because the quality of the water that you're drinking could supersede the tap water that would be convenient, because it'd be fluoridated or whatever. Or, you know, I'm just giving you a rough example, but big up the sister. Hope she don't give up on her dream, but I also understand about her wanting to go and build in America because things are running and da. She's tried it. She's come to Africa. It's not worked out for her, but I don't think people should be put off from going around the globe and finding, or going around the world, should I say, and finding, you know, other places to live and other ways to live. Just, you may have to just change your expectations and don't think everything's going to run like clockwork. But yeah, you know, I was hearing, I was watching Winners podcast, big up Winners Talking podcast. I was watching a snippet. They had Wretched 32 on there, so I'm going to segue into this Wretched thing as well. They had Wretched 32 on there, and he was talking about an incident he had with some edibles, and he nearly lost his mind. But he was basically talking about how he ended up paying that £1,600 just to get into an ambulance that broke down on the motorway. And he was saying how grateful he was for the lifestyle that he has in the UK, and you know, the resources that are at our hands, and how grateful we should be.
They show the guy that you paid. They open it up and go, bro. You see on that ride back, I'm just thinking to myself, I thought, rah, we are so lucky we're in England, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, what if I got stabbed or shot on the road or anything on the road, bro? You have to tell them you're going to pay, bro.
Yeah.
They don't take you, bro, unless you're saying you're paying for this. They say that I'm asking in the cab back, I'm saying to my man, so if someone they say, well, whoever call the ambulance, I have to pay. So sometimes, you know, a man drop down and they won't call it in, you know, them call it in and cut out, and let's hope say, that's
mental.
That is.
And I think that is a fair point, you know. It's a fair point, but like I said, one man's floors, another man's ceilings. Some of the creature comforts we get come with a heavy price on the mental, on the spirit, on the physical, you know. So it's not always it's give and take, you know. Some good pros and cons with everything. You got to weigh them up and find and really decide what's better for you. But yeah. So that was about the woman, the American woman that went to Ghana to live, and then we went into Wretched 32. And then now let's quickly breeze over Wretched 32. He's gone on ZZ Mills. You know, they're asking him, walk one for you and Scorcher. Walk one for this thing with Scorcher. And people not happy with his response.
So are you ever going to clear up rumours, Scorcher, all of that stuff?
Do you know what it is? It's like some things in life, like just because something's entertaining doesn't mean it's entertainment. You know, if people say it's big people business, like, it's real people's business, you get what I'm saying? All I will say on the topic is like, no one took no one's partner when no one was in jail or anything like that. Like, not
that the situation is ideal. But I guess in the court of the body, sometimes the heart overrules the head.
Okay, got you.
And I think, yeah, I do my thing, my coach figure again.
Makes you your friend.
The heart overrules the head. You won't understand that until it's your heart that's beating for something or for someone.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously for people, it's like there's no concept of time or no concept of story or no concept of narrative, because it's a real life thing with people tangled up in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
For me as well, like, obviously being your friend or whatnot, I'll see stuff online, and there's times when I've wanted to be like, shut the fuck up. Like, but
Don't worry about
obviously I would never.
Yeah.
There's no point of saying anything, because people have got they've already built their whole narrative in their head. And I remember even...
And you can't win, or you can't...
you can't win.
Remember, it's not everything is for resolve. It's to say your piece. Like, I want to be able to say this. I've got my view and I've got my opinion and I want to say that. It's like, it's not for resolve. So it's like, even though it's like, it's personally about you, but it's like, I don't really even take it personal. Like, and even within that as well, it's like I say, I'm bad with time, but it's probably been nearly 10 years. We've been together ever since.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's I'm so past year one that to you it might be year one or day one, you might have just heard, but I'm like beyond it. But it's like, yeah, it is what it is. But also, you remember in life, you know, if you live for the chairs, you'll die for the booze. And online is not, like, no one comes up to me personally. No one's come up to me personally.
And said it.
Now, I have spoken on this matter before, and out of a way of entertainment, and I have like left a couple comments thinking it's funny. Yeah, personally, I've never really been a massive Wretched 32 fan or whatever, but I think the guy is incredibly gifted, talented musically. Do you know what I mean? He's a sick artist. So big up Wretched 32 on that front. When we talk about the personal life and what man's done, you know, no one's perfect out here. So we all throwing stones and we can judge because his life's out there in the public. Yeah, man don't agree with slamming your brethren's gal or moving to your brethren's baby mum or whatever. Man don't agree with none of that. I don't agree with that. That's not how I roll. However, you know, what's done is done. And I can't make any judgments because I don't know the ins and outs. So as much as I have fun and bust my jokes, I just think that when I step back and I look at it, I shouldn't be so concerned about people's private life. It shouldn't be such a hot topic. But it's out there and people are going to have their opinions. I appreciate that, man. But, yeah, everyone's been talking about, wretch this, wretch that, snake this, snake that. And, you know, yeah, man, them have discipline. Shouldn't even take discipline. It should just be a standard foundation, baseline moral that says you don't trouble your brethren's gal. I don't know why it's hard. Loyalty amongst them is very, very important, yeah? And a lot of people recognize that as a big character flaw if you can snake your brethren's like that. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people see it like that, so a big character flaw. But yeah, don't put any of these people on the pedestal. Don't idolize. You know what I mean? Don't idolize, don't worship nobody, and you'd be cool. Because people are gonna do humans are gonna do human stuff. So anybody that's disappointed in Wretched 32 or whatever, that's your business. Cause who is he? Like, who is he for you to be disappointed in? Like, why are you preying next man like that? You know? So yeah, Wretched 32 beat Scorcher's baby mum, or was with Scorcher's baby mum. A couple years later, ended up on ZZ Mills and whatever. I think he's doing like a little publicity run right now, and my man wasn't really straight with the answers that people wanted to hear. I don't know what people want to hear, but yeah, you took your brethren's girl, innit? Like, or you moved to your brethren's ex, however you want to put it, that's what you done. And you're with her, or you lot are doing your thing. Mad. The thing is, Scorcher and Wretch seem to be close because they was in musical groups together and whatnot. I think the Movement or whatever, but who knows the truth? Who knows what the ins and outs are? So be careful when you're judging, innit? Because I just think it's very easy for us to all say, yeah, you're a fucked up guy, rare, knowing that we've all done fucked up things and probably all will do fucked up things. Do you know what I mean? Someone out there is gonna claim that they're a victim of your behaviour or something you've done. very few people have got a zero carbon footprint when it comes to fuckery. So I'm very mindful, even though it is fun and it is tempting to jump on a bandwagon and dash stones. Get me? He without sin cast the first stone. So that's something for you lot to think about, man. When we're doing these big videos judging the next man and what he's done and what he ain't done, cool. Just remember. Get me? Just remember. I don't even know how I'm ending that, but just leave it there. The officer who shot Chris Carber is to face some kind of disciplinary hearing, even though whatever he was found not guilty. Another one that I don't care about is fucking manipulation. They're just trying to keep the story alive. You killed the brother and he bust case. Any of this misconduct and all that, slap on the wrist, oh, you're gonna be on office duty, whatever. We don't care. If you think that he's conducted himself in a bad way, then how is he not being found guilty? If you 1 minute they're standing behind him, next they're it's just a game. It's a game. I feel like, unfortunately, even though there's a young black man of my demographic from my neck of the woods whose life has been taken, we know that there's a lot of shades to this story, and I feel like we just need to stay stoic and beware of media manipulation, because it's rife right now. Propaganda. But yeah, so yeah, anyway, condolences to the family that lost their son and lost their brother. And, you know, it's no point looking to the police to do no internal investigation or misconduct trial or whatever. What's going to come of that? Nothing, innit? So it's best we all just move on and recognise that the police are not our friends and they do moves like this, so we probably shouldn't be taking pictures with them. You get me? Boom. The Miss Ivory Coast, you know, the beauty competition, they've banned fake hair. I think I makeup. Let me just check. Hair from its competition. Yeah, they've banned fake hair, so you have to have natural hair. No wigs, no weaves, no extensions, no additives, no preservatives. Yeah, you just got to rock what you got and make that look good. You're allowed to braid your hair and whatever.
Ivory Coast 2025 has made a hair-raising decision, banning wigs, weaves and hair extensions from the competition. Well, for some contestants, it's a long overdue celebration of natural African beauty. For others, it's a shocking shift in beauty standards. The move has sparked debate across the country, with aspiring queens embracing their natural hair, whilst hairdressers worry about lost business. Will this reshape beauty pageants in Africa, or is it just a passing trend? This is what...
In Côte d'Ivoire, hair is more than just style, it is identity. Many women opt for straighteners, weaves or wigs influenced by global beauty trends. But this year, the country's biggest beauty pageant has ruled out artificial hair completely. Astrid Meneku is one of the 9 contestants in the regional pre-selection for Miss Côte d'Ivoire. It's the first of 13 competitions leading up to the national final in June.
I understand why the African ladies like to wear wigs. I'm a Wigs fan, I love it. I think that I can win Miss Ivory Coast 2025 without extension because my hair is very good here.
The pageant's organizing committee says the change is all about celebrating African beauty and encouraging self-acceptance. While some candidates will prefer to wear wigs, many are also in support of the move.
I have wigs at home, but I don't wear them often. They look nice, but I feel more comfortable with my short hair.
Last year, I competed with extensions. For me, fake hair meant beauty. This year, I went all natural, and I feel more confident.
We want the candidates to be natural, whether with braids or straightened hair. It should be their own. Beauty must be raw.
But not everyone supports the ban. For hairdressers, wigs and weaves are big business.
We don't agree with this decision. It's bad for our business. Many women rely on wigs, and banning them in a major event like this will hurt us.
The hair industry is booming, valued at over $300 million in Côte d'Ivoire alone. Wigs, weaves and extensions drive a major part of this market. But health experts warn there is more at stake than just beauty.
Aujourd'hui, vous allumez la télévision, vous voyez toutes les journalistes.
Turn on the TV and you'll see almost every journalist wearing a wig. These beauty enhancements are fashionable, but they can also cause problems like alopecia or scalp infections. You must stay beautiful but also protect your health.
Oui, il faut rester belle, mais faire attention à sa santé.
While Astrid, Emanuela and Laetitia didn't win, one contestant stood out. Doria Kore won the regional title and will compete in the national final in Abidjan on June 28th. Côte d'Ivoire is the only African country enforcing this rule in pageantry. Whether it's a bold step towards self-acceptance or a restriction on choice, the debate isn't over yet. One thing is clear, Miss Côte d'Ivoire 2025 is redefining beauty one strand at a time.
I think that's a gangster move. We're talking about beauty. Let's strip it all down bare and let's see who's actually beautiful. Not like who's the best artist, because it's turned into like a special effects competition. Like, do you know what I mean? Like SFX, people are putting prosthetic lips on and shit. This ain't beauty. This is the art of illusion and masquerade. So I'm glad that Ivory Coast has taken that step, even though these beauty competitions are kind of dated. But I'm glad Ivory Coast has said, yeah, man, take the fucking weave off. Let's see let's see who's got the Nyam Out headline. Let's see who's really working with some real natural beauty, man. Yeah, man. Salute to Ivory Coast. Respect. Big up all the sisters wearing whatever they're wearing. If you're looking good and you're feeling good, good on ya. But we're not going to pretend that the psychological and social ramifications, yeah, of one set of people cosplaying as another set of people in order to gain social acceptance and climb up the social economic ladder is it's a travesty. But I understand protective hairstyles and rare and wise men interested in what women are wearing. I've heard all these arguments and it's become boring. I got my standpoint, and my standpoint is, ladies, try remove the wigs and the weaves and embrace your natural thing and teach your daughters and the nieces and the generations coming up to love themselves. Let's move away from cosmetic surgery. Let's move away from cosmetic enhancements. Man them. Let's stop trying to dye our hair and put all this fake hair fibers in the hair and all these other things. Man's wearing the drop top fucking weave. You know, the drop top weave, whatever, the little hair unit. Like, man, them are getting fake implants, taking steroids, all of these things. Just be a naturalist. Work with what you got. You are who you are, innit, man? So that's across the board. Men, women, children, whatever. Natural is the best route. So that's all I'm an advocate for. I'm not an advocate for trying to fight anyone down for the choices they make. I'm not telling you that I wouldn't find a woman in weave attractive. I just think a woman without a weave is more attractive. You get me? It's simple. So big up Ivory Coast anyway for taking this stand. Hopefully other beauty pageants around the world or wherever, you know, start encouraging the naturalists to stand forward, because some gal really look different. Trust me. Really look different. All right, so there's a video of a 7-year-old Ethiopian boy. Like this white guy in Israel kind of pulls him over to the camera. And then I think the boy thinks he's going to, like, you know, be involved in some kind of, I don't know, something on the camera, like maybe some joke or whatever. And my man basically just spits in the youth's face, in the black youth's face.
Viral video from Israel. And you know damn well he wouldn't do that to a grown man. He picked on a little kid. And it's sad that at first the kid thought he was like playing around. He was playing with them. He thought he was being friendly and playful right before he spit in his eyes and spit in his face. You know that kid's gonna grow up to be the next Candace Owens or Kanye West. Israel has a bad history against that group of people too. And it shows you how messed up their culture is, because this is pre-planned. He had his friend holding the camera for him, and he wanted to do this and show it off on social media, expecting to get laughter and applause from his society. So his expectations from his own society really reveals a lot about that society too. and willingness to put that on social media itself is a statement about their society as a whole.
An Israeli TikToker has sparked anger and outrage after spitting on a 7-year-old Ethiopian boy's face. And after doing that, he said, quote, "My favorite animal is the N-word," end quote. According to the Tribune.com, an Israeli man has sparked outrage after uploading a video to TikTok in which he spits in the face of an Ethiopian boy while saying, "My favorite animal is an N-word." The shocking incident took place in the resort town of Eilat, Israel, with the boy visibly upset and crying afterwards. The young man who recorded the act with pride shared the video on social media, prompting widespread condemnation. The video was later shared on X by Daniel Amram, an Israeli journalist. Amram then provided updates revealing that the boy who spat on the Ethiopian child was arrested by police. The young boy's mom spoke out and she said her son now refuses to get out of the house because he is scared and terrified something like this will happen to him again. We're talking about a 7-year-old child. And the outrageous thing is, he filmed this interaction and posted it online himself. This video was not posted by someone else trying to expose him. He posted, the TikToker posted it himself because he was so proud of what he has done to a little young boy, a 7-year-old boy. That tells you what you need to know about this man. But at the end of the day, the police arrested him because of the public outcry and people refusing to stay quiet. Actually, the police arrested those that protested because they went, once this video went viral, the Ethiopian community found the person that did this and dealt with him in their own way. So even them, along with the TikToker, are arrested.
And I just wanted to highlight the video, just, you know, because there's a lot of talk about Israel and Palestine and whatnot, and I'm not going to get too political on it today. I can't be bothered. I actually can't be asked. We could, but I just don't want to. But I've seen a lot of videos of the Israeli brothers and sisters treating their black counterparts not too nice over there. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you can pick out an example of these bad behaviors everywhere. But a lot of people are trying to convince me that Israel is not racist at all. And I see a lot of evidence that they have a severe issue with non-Israelis over there. Don't matter wherever you're from. But you lot be the judge of it. Watch that video and tell me what you think, man. Just going to keep it moving. Dread. Let me just add. If you spit in my youth's face like that, it's going to be the last time you spit. Like that. Yeah. It's going to be the last time you spit. That. I'm just thinking about the depth of the video is mad. So a lot of spit as well. Like, you know, a spit, not like, you get me? Not like a little, it was like a, you know, like man's moving like Jimmy the Steamboat, or Jimmy the Steamboat, or whatever, I don't know. Or whatever, Triple H, you know when Triple H, and spit, you know when Triple H spits, and the spit goes everywhere. That's what he done in the youth's face. My man was not expecting it. The little boy was not expecting it. Fuckery. Mel Gibson to release some kind of documentary about PDF files in Hollywood. What do you think about that, gents? They're saying. What's your 2 pence on that? I'm saying, you know what? I don't care. I don't care, man. What are you really exposing, man? I don't care. You're one of them. You lot are all like, I'm sick of the controlled opposition. Another Russell Brand, another like, yeah, oh, we're so woke. I was in the belly of the beast. I was getting Oscars, or I was in blockbuster movies, and now I'm out, and now I'm exposing the system, and you know, I ain't really saying shit. I don't know, man. I'm not impressed. But go over to Mel Gibson. He's got a Telegram or something if you want to watch it. I'll probably try to check it out. I remember there was this film that came out about human trafficking. I watched like 10 minutes and I was just like, I can't watch this no more. But yeah, big up to all those genuinely with a clean heart are trying to actually expose Wagwan out here. It's very hard to decipher who's on what side anymore. And for me, I personally choose to take a stance removed from having to pick a side. I just look at the information and it is what it is. But one thing I know is you're never going to make me forget the roles that you had within the entertainment system, within the entertainment industry, within, you know, the dimension of I don't know, man, whatever, you know, whatever the system is promoting, you know. I know about Mel Gibson because he was in movies that were all over the fucking screen, promoted everywhere, interviews everywhere, big name. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard for me to now separate you from this machine and see you as something independent that's trying to expose. I rather see it as you are part of the machine that is trying to expose itself. And we've been anticipating what they call disclosure. We've been anticipating what they call the age of information. We've been the Aquarius age. We've been anticipating the veil lifting. Yeah, and you know, from I was a young youth, I think it was clear to see that there was a program for the system to reveal its darker side, systematically reveal it so that we become used to it and to the truth, and maybe even call for the downfall of these systems. Right? I speak about this almost every week. Yeah, problem, reaction, solution. Yeah, once you add controlled opposition into the mix, you can see the pattern each and every time. It's not hard. What we're struggling to do is differentiate between who's the good and the bad guy based on their color of their skin or who they're talking about. Oh, he's going against people from this part of the world, so he must be real, or he's black, so he must be our savior, or he's white, or he's been in jail before, or you know what I mean? Oh, look, they're trying to kill him. They're trying to done his dance. We're controlled by these things, and I personally, I choose not to pick a side. You know what I mean? I choose not to pick a side. But yeah, Mel Gibson's got a film out about PDF files, or he's got a documentary out about PDF files, and people were shouting about it. Jeds, what do you think? So that was my 2 pence. Boom! Sexy Red! Look, it's mad, you know. Sexy Red, you know, like, it's easy to jump on, she's shit, she's this, red. I don't listen to her music. I don't necessarily think she's good. And I can see all the things that's behind her that she's pushing. So I'm not going to get emotionally invested in it. But she's come to England, I think she's with Central C, and she's made a statement that UK girls are scared to twerk. Now, shame on me for even speaking on this, because I'm actually being a hypocrite by actually even giving her any light. Shame on me speaking on this. But let me just say this, me personally, I said this already. I'm very bored of the twerk. Yeah, I'm very bored. I'm not fascinated by the twerk. You know, coming up as a young youth in London, I saw, you know, the bogle and the gingy fly. I saw the running man, the shuffle. You know, I saw like waves of dances come and go. And as things progressed, we got to the twerk, and then there was just no more dance moves that was really coming out. Gallem just stayed on the twerk, and they've just been twerking ever since. So, you know, when she comes here and she wants to twerk, because that's all she knows how to do is turn around and shake her bum, maybe the Gallem is just not as on it. Maybe it's rinsed. Maybe they've been doing it for the last 15 years. But it's funny how this is what you want to come over here and talk about. Yeah, fucking twerking. Bruv, I beg you, put some choreography together, man. Put some, and not that them TikTok fucking moves, yeah? I don't even know what to do. It's not even like dancing no more. People can't even dance no more. They just do some weird shit. A series of moves and that. I have no clue. Yeah, I'm not even a dancer, but I'm an appreciator of dancing women, you know? If that's even a thing. So anyway, she's come here to chat about twerking, and some people have responded and said, yeah, we do twerk or whatever. But what I wanted to add is, I think it's more of a whining thing over here. Gal them wine. Different types of wines as well. But gal them wine, you get me? If anything, if you want to do a provocative dance, give it a good wine, man. Because the bent over thing, man, it's all right, but bro, it's fucking bored of it now, man. We're bored. Give it a break for a minute and then let it come back later. You get me? But yeah, that was Sexy Red. She's come over here to say, Gallem, I shook to twerk. I don't even know, man. She's on her own hype. 91% of people are no longer friends with their so-called best friend. The person that they said was their best friend. 91% of people no longer chat to them. I don't know who they surveyed. They didn't survey me, but it sounds all right. It sounds kind of right. Friends are hard to keep, man. I, for one, I'm a man. I struggle to keep friends, or I struggle to have friends or make friends. and I always have, you know. And this is me looking back on my childhood and my teens with a laser sharp honesty that I think most people are incapable of. So when I look back on it, it's no disrespect. I've had great times with people that I grew up with and whatnot. But I think if we all sat down and spoke man to man honestly and say, yo, were we really friends or were you really my friend? Then no, I would say honestly I wasn't actually making friends. I had a lot of associations and acquaintances, and I was very popular person, notorious person, name brand as we used to call it. You know, so a lot of people knew me, and I think that a lot of people benefited from my presence, you know, because I'd ride out for them, I'd fight, I'd do this, I'd be on stuff, I'd be fun, you know. So I was a valued member in any squad. But were we friends? Did I make friends? Not really, man. And I think friendships are even harder nowadays. If you know, the friendships that have persevered and stood the test of time, you know, that cliche, they all kind of just become family. So you just kind of see them as family, you know. And yeah, I've got quite a few of those type of people that, you know, we've just always been cool and stayed in some form of contact and cohesion through the years. Might not be every day or every month we see. Sometimes it's even a year gap or whatever between speaking and seeing man them, but we do generally try to orbit, you know. So I am lucky to have a couple little friendship groups like that where we do kind of orbit and check in with each other. The nature of friendships change as you get older. You know, it comes from hanging out every day or going out to play every day to, you know, one man getting a wife and kids, next man moving over to there to start his career, or health taking place, or, you know, there's many things, many factors that change the way. And then also there's now communication, texts, phone calls, social media, blah, blah, blah. I think there's less to generally chat about because you can chat to each other so often and see each other's lives so often. One of the good things about having a friend back in the days was you wouldn't see them for a week maybe, right? And then you'd go and link up on the weekend and be like, yo, I'll go out, this and that, rare. I'm just saying, innit? People got less time for personal interactions and more time for social media interactions or digital online interactions. And I think that changes also the quality of bond that you can make with people and the depths that you can get to understand their personality, because it's all surface level. The attention span of people as well. People don't have the time it takes to learn you, because they're like goldfish. You be chatting, man, I ask you a deep question about your life. Like, how did you feel? How did you feel when your mum died? And 2 sentences in, man's trying to chat about something else or move on, or man's looking at his phone. So our attention about it, that we pay to each other and ourselves is at all-time low. So it's no wonder that friendships, genuine friendships, are even more scarce, you know? I value friends, you know. And by friends, I value camaraderie, companionship, you know, that brotherhood. I value all of these things, and sisterhood. But it's just more difficult, and with the more bad experiences you have, then I suppose the more jaded you become against even making new friends. Do you know what I mean? We all have experiences of, you know, that's just left a bitter taste in our mouth and we're like, yo, we're not really trying to be as friendly as we used to. And I think that's a shame. That's a shame. I was definitely a lot more inviting and a lot more approachable, and I've become more aloof and more, you know, I've really become more of a solo wolf, if you want to put it that way, because I find it less, like, there's less to manage, there's less other people's fuckery, and there's just less, you know what I mean? It's easier, but we still should strive to keep a healthy social circle. So it's still worth making the effort with some individuals and that, man. Don't give up on it. But yeah, I thought it was interesting in saying, you know, you're not meant to keep every friend either. Like, you know, I believe in reasons and seasons. You know, every friend's there for a reason or for a season. I believe in that. I also believe that to have friends that you're not productive with is a negative. So I tend to put less value in friendships that are deliberately non-productive. Like, as in, you know, as a you might have a friend that you go and smoke weed with. That's not productive to you. Yeah, so that friendship would probably take a backseat compared to a friend that was like, yo, I've got this business idea and I think that do you want to jump in with me and maybe we could add more for a friend that's in that mind. Rah, I'm doing this and are you involved? Like, or Rah, can we... Do you know what I mean? If you can build with a motherfucker, that to me feels way better. It feels like the adult version of friendship. Yeah, these partnerships where you are actually building and you have an interest in seeing each other do well, supporting whatever, cool. Or just dormant, you're just my brethren because I grew next to you or I've known you for this amount of years, but we don't do shit for each other, with each other. Nah, that's dead. But yeah, big up my brethrens them, cause I do have man them healthily, you know, I know men that I can check for and say, wow, go on and chill with and banazoot and talk and rare, and we keep it moving until we link up again. So big up the man them. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, I just found it interesting. I hope I'm just not waffling. Let me move on. This woman's saying, there's a woman saying that basically, if you're using vibrators, if you're using AIDS, yeah, adult fun AIDS, yeah, if you're using adult contraptions, adult devices, boom, that's the one.
I just seen a TikTok that said, I want some head, but I use my rose a lot. Baby, y'all are frying the fuck out your clit, and I'm really scared for y'all. Sooner or later, y'all gonna need the same motor that runs a fucking airplane to nut. Is that not scary, y'all?
If you're using adult devices, to achieve pleasurable outcomes, you may be desensitizing your erogenous zones. You may be damaging your nerve endings. You may be numbing up the somethings. Yeah? And I think that makes sense. Take your time. Yeah? Because these devices that are designed to bring you to an ultimate orgasm in 15 seconds, that's doing something. That's reprogramming your body. It's reprogramming your nerve endings. It's changing your physiology. You're using machinery to achieve something that technically should be between you and your partner as a part of lovemaking and reproduction and enjoyment, bonding and whatnot. Yeah? The masturbation era has isolated the sexual pleasure and made it about just you gaining sexual pleasure or whatever. So there's no abstinence, there's no building up of desire for the other person. When your partner, as a man, when your partner is using a toy to pleasure herself when she's not in contact with you or when you lot can't have fun, what that does is diminish her anticipation of you. I know you think it don't, but it does. And her body's general response, so even mentally, if she's like, oh, yeah, this is a toy, but I miss my man, it's gonna be less intense than if she hadn't been using a toy. And I think this is the point. Also, you know, the research is there to say that, yeah, your nerve endings get used to this, and then it becomes harder for you to achieve pleasurable climax without it, you know? And these things are putting strains on relationships and people's relationship with sex, their own personal relationship with sex. It's changing and warping things. So I'm just saying, man, you know, a lot of these instant gratification, convenient things, they seem to be amazing because they bring you intense pleasure and joy and whatnot. But in the long run, you lose out. You know what I mean? And there's a reason things are the way they are. The reason we're designed, men and women, to fit together in a certain way. You know what I mean? So, by all means, I'm not saying that you can't have your sexual exploration or whatever, but they're teaching in schools that masturbation is cool, right? And I think there's a reason why masturbation has been something that you should be cautious of, because there's adverse effects. There's especially with the influx of porn and whatnot. Rare. Maybe if you're just on your own and you're just delving in your little wank bank, maybe that's not as bad. Whatever. Do you know what I mean? But the fact that all this imagery is at a fingertips touch, it's clearly a dangerous thing. I don't know, like I feel like a revolutionary telling you that masturbation and porn and vibrators may not be good for you. Like, what the fuck, man? We all know this. Deep down, we all fucking know this. But everyone's enjoying themselves, so no one wants to. But we all fucking know this, man. So, to the ladies, just investigate. I spoke about this a couple times. Just investigate, yeah, in what these devices are actually doing to you, yeah, on multiple levels, not just physically, but mentally, psychologically, because there's a psychological aspect to sex, you know what I mean, and spiritually. Just a thought. I ain't trying to get too deep. I ain't telling you lot what to do. If you like, some of you have probably got your vibrator out now watching this, because obviously I'm on the screen, but I'm just saying, whoa, wait there, think about it now. Just push it out the way. Think about do you really want to do this? Just please step away from the vibrator. Yeah. Anyway, big up the sister that was talking some chill shit. I've said this kind of stuff before, and people have taken it as, oh, that must mean that you're intimidated by I'm not intimidated. It's a disrespect first and foremost. I'm not intimidated, and I'm more concerned for the woman, yeah, because you're denying you and your partner the ability to reach certain things, like, naturally, and you're just overcooking it. Like, you're overdoing it. Trust me, you're overdoing it. But yeah, do what you want, man. Do you want? These things ain't gonna bring you fucking satisfaction in the long run, It's like a drug. You're just always gonna be chasing the next thing, and the next thing. Before you know it, you got a microchip in your clit. Just relax. Yeah, too fucky, too cummy. Get me? Why you don't need to come so, like, relax? There's other things to do. We're over-sexualized. As a generation, as a society, like, there's other things to do. It's not every day, all day, just sexing. Between twerking and using the rose, very busy. There's other things, you get me? I want to see people twerk a book, gal. You get me? Make some pages vibrate. You get me? Make the fucking pages read so fast that you lot was all sapiosexuals before. I remember that little thing, the woman licking the brain, oh, I'm a sapiosexual. You lot was all screaming. Get back to books, man. Fuck's sake, man. Y'all can't even read out loud today, and they're worried about the rose, making them come in 2.5 seconds. You've done enough coming, you've got youths. How much you gonna come your whole life away? Come. Fuck you now, man. Chill out a bit. That's really what I wanted to say, You lot just chill out, man. Get me? And the man them already know. Porn's shit. It rots your brain. It skews your view of sex, and it's bad for you anatomically. Get me? Beating your meat is not good for you, bro. Forget, they tried to raise us saying, oh yes, it's natural, and everybody masturbates, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And the more I look at it, the more I just see, like, it's fuckery, man. No fap. If you can try and come away from the fapping, you will see an improvement in your relationships, your mental health, your relationship with sex, your appetite, your time apportioning. I'm hearing about man just wanking like 7 times in a day, and his whole day's gone. He's just end up just spending it all wanking. Like that's a disease. That's stealing your youth energy and your creative energy. It's stealing your spiritual energy. Plus, a lot of these models and porn stars and porn companies are all satanic. I know I didn't want to go here, man. I didn't want to get too Jedi on them. I was trying to keep it surface level. But, boom. You find that certain of these porn houses and whatever, even these porn stars, they've all got like demonic kind of fucking tattoos and rare and things in the background, and you know it's gonna be called the devil's this and the get me angel that and rare with devil horns, or they're letting you know, man. It's bare fuckery. Cool. We'll move on from that. 100 man versus a gorilla. 100. Let me tell you lot something. I've deliberately tried so hard not to speak on this because I feel like when they tell everyone to look left, I'm going to look right. That's my job in the world. My job in the world is not to get sucked into everything that everyone else is getting sucked in. But I've been sucked into this one slightly. I can't lie. So, 100 man versus a gorilla. Personally, I think this is more a test of the psychology of the men that you are asking, right? I think that if you go to Africa, big up Africa, is always the poster child of anything. You know, when I want to talk about something correct, or I always say in Africa, like Africa's not perfect, don't get me twisted. But if you go to Africa and you ask 100 African men if they think that they could take on one gorilla, I think they will say yes. With no weapons, or I think they will say yes. Yeah? I think they will say yes. But in the West now, we're like, no way can we fight a gorilla. And I just like, you know what? I get it. A gorilla's super strong, can lift up a car, can do. But 100 fighting men, if you can't take down a gorilla, what's the point? What's the point? Who are we? What do you mean you can't? 100 men can't take down a gorilla? I don't know, man. If I could put together a squad of 100 man, I could put together a squad of 100 man that could fight a gorilla. Now, don't get me twisted. Don't get it twisted. Yes, the gorilla will mash up this person and that person and rare. But 100 man? What the fuck? So how many men are you saying it takes to beat a gorilla then? Get me? What? Just add 50 more, man? 150? Would that do it? Oh, what, 200? What's the number where men can beat one gorilla? What's the number? If it's not, that's the question to ask. If it's not 100 man, how many man is it? Let's do these, because you got all these funny scientists telling you that the gorilla's pectoral muscle inserts differently from a human's, meaning that he is more designed for explosive power rather than as the gorilla is 10 times his body mass is he can deadlift all these dumb gorilla, and we're all chatting about gorillas like dickheads. We're all talking about a hypothetical fight between 100 man and a gorilla. This is something we can all chat about. Bare shit's been going on in the world, and we're silent. But we can all talk about a fucking gorilla. That's another thing that pissed me off. Why I didn't want to chat about it. But like I said, I've been sucked in. I don't know, man. 100 man versus a gorilla is a very interesting subject. Let me know what you lot think in the comments. I know it's been rinsed, but cool. Yeah? How many man does it take? If it's not 100, how many man does it take? 125, 150, 200, 300? Can 500 man beat a gorilla? That's what we should. Let's just start there. Can 500 man beat a gorilla? And if they say yes, then we take it down. Can 450 man beat a gorilla? I don't know what gorilla you lot are thinking. I don't know. I think you lot are thinking about King Kong rather than the actual ape, singular ape. I think you lot are thinking about King Kong. And you lot are thinking about 100 pussies. Like, definitely 100 fassies. You know what I mean? King Kong versus 100 pussies. That's what you're not thinking. You're not thinking a gorilla versus 100 men. And it like, man up, man. Because if gorillas hear you talking this weak shit, this is the beginning of Planet of the Apes. This is how Planet of the Apes started. This is how it started. This is how the apes took over the world in Planet of the Apes. They overheard 100 pussy old men saying that they're shook of one gorilla. And man just thought, hold on. Why am I in this zoo? How did I get, what? 100 of these men are shook of me and I'm sitting in a zoo like a dickhead. I'm just saying, man. Careful what you lot are saying. 100 Jedi's definitely beating a gorilla. I don't mean beating a gorilla either. I mean overcoming. No. Defeating a gorilla. Why are you trying to make eye contact though? I told you I don't pause anymore, bruv. Grown out of that. Last one. Ibrahim Traoré from Burkina Faso. I think a United States general or something like that made some statements about the president of Burkina Faso basically using the money from the gold for himself and for his own security and whatnot. And, you know, the rest of Africa and the diaspora, as they call it, has erupted in a revolutionary type energy.
So we're live. So we're here. US Embassy. Right in Jamaica. Every Rasta there. And we are sending a message to America. Enough is enough. We don't not touch Ibrahim Traoré. We don't not touch him. We don't use Obama. And we don't bomb up it. We don't bomb up down so and take the Gaddafi from away. We don't not touch Ibrahim Traoré. And enough more people want to touch the way. Donald Trump and you, Mr. Langley, or where you want to name, the captain, you need to understand, so the spirit of the ancestors are here. And a long time black people are hold back. No, we not hold back. If you touch Ibrahim, you touch Jamaicans. You touch real Africans in Jamaica.
We put out another message. I believe that all of us that call ourselves community leaders should be going to our hubs, wherever we are, and to be organising on a local level, yeah? I'm not afraid to say it. I asked the brother to put out this message that I'm about to put out earlier on, and he didn't feel comfortable doing it at this location. I don't really business where it is. Let us organise our youth. Let us organise our youth to go to Burkina Faso. All our young boys are quite engaged to go to in the same way, in the same way that British Asians went to Syria to support the cause of Islam. Let us go to Burkina Faso and support the armed struggle for our own liberation. Condoning terrorism. I draw that comparison because I'm talking about the blind faith and the cohesion that exists in the Asian diaspora. We need that type of fire in our own communities, and I for one will be advocating for that. Let us tell our boys that are stabbing each other on the streets of London that if they want combat, they need to go to Burkina Faso. Your time, shot. Brothers and sisters, my name is Omotomirera. You? And I'm from Nigeria. Bless. My ancestors came over from Elisha, over to Ibadan. And now I am the first of my line to be born and raised in Babylon. Yes. We are here. We know why we're here. We got work to do. Yes. The beauty of Africans is that we celebrate while we're doing our work. Yes. That's our abundance. You feel me? Yes, my sister. Let's not lose our spirit. We'll never lose our spirit.
we're gonna go and we're gonna fight and we're willing to join the army for Burkina Faso. And it's a strange one for me, because I can see the excitement and the jubilation in the people, and I'm with the people. I love the people, but the people are stupid. People are actually dumb and dangerous. People are dumb, shaky, nervous individuals, and you know it. Yeah, big up Men in Black for that statement, but it's true. The masses are not to be trusted, and the masses are very susceptible to manipulation. I'm for empowerment of the people, and I'm definitely for destabilization, anarchy, if you want to call it, and a changing of the guard or toppling of the system. I want to see Babylon the Great fall, just as much as any other righteous man. But I'm more than aware that the enemy is very, very, very crafty and cunning, and controlled opposition is a real thing. I suppose it's a thread through this whole My2pence. I'm not accusing brother Ibrahim of any wrongdoing, but what I am saying is, family, please be cautious, because I've understood that our ego and our hunger for representation and the deliberate state of infancy that we've been kept in socially, I know that fuels a fire in us that makes us want to really, gravitate to something that's tailor-made for us. I saw it when Obama became president and we had people in the UK saying my president is black. I saw the hunger just because it was a black face that people, Diane Abbott or whoever, people want to champion someone that's black because they feel they need to or they have to. Now, anyone that wants to do great things for Africa, cool. I'm just saying that a long time we've been warned about politics, And one of the greatest things about or illusions of politics is skinfolk is kinfolk. And if you can make yourself popular and say some popular stuff, make a couple popular moves, you will definitely garner the affection of the masses, and they're like, they become besotted with you. And I've seen it happen time and time again, and then it takes 20, 30 years to reprogram what we thought we knew, right? So I'm saying, before we jump headfirst into politicians and politics again, we need to take a long, deep, hard look at ourselves. It's hard to explain, but I see the elders out there in the community. Some of the elders were saying that they need to send the youths who run around with knives and whatnot to go and fight in Burkina Faso and things like that. I don't agree with that rhetoric, but I do understand what man's saying. These young warriors need to direct their energy into something that is more revolutionary or self-serving, so to speak. So I do get that. But I'm just saying, exercise caution before we start. I don't know, man. I don't trust politicians. You could have a nice burgundy beret and military, whatever. I don't trust politicians. Do you know what I mean? One man becomes the devil, next man becomes the angel, and it just flips over and over and over. So we can work with Russia now. Russia cool, the West bad. But in my worldview, all leaders are compromised. All of them. In my worldview, all leaders are compromised, and all leaders are put in place to run a certain narrative, to divvy up the world and the world's attentions in a certain manner. That's my belief, and I feel like that type of thought process keeps me safer from being deluded or hoodwinked, by some controlled opposition agent. So I just rather stay on the fence and, observe, not absorb, and I'm not really picking sides when it comes to leaders, because the world stage is a very complicated one, but still a stage. And at the end of the day, I don't trust none of them. I don't trust any of them, yeah? So Yeah, that's just my 2 pence on that, man. I just wanted to speak on it because I can see I can see the community, the Black, African, Caribbean community have found a oneness in this cause. Like, you know, let's champion him. And I spoke to an elder. Me and the elder sat down and we had a good little reasoning. Big up Elder Niles. You get me? Turned 60 the other day. I had a little reason with him on his Earth Day. Like, I kind of passed through. And we was chatting and I was saying to him my concerns. And he understood what I was saying, you know. But it was like, imagine if he is the real deal and we don't act and we don't defend him and we don't rise up. And I was like, yeah, no, I hear that. But I'm so reluctant to champion anybody that's in the political arena because I've seen it time and time again. And I've just got over them. The Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. I just got over that wave where I was just being browbeaten, you know, with the same names, the political celebrities. And it was like, you know, I just removed myself from that paradigm. And now I see a new paradigm forming of this Pan-African union, which I'm never going to stand in the way, but I'm just not sure of. Do you know what I mean? But big up the people, man. I hope you lot love me for being honest and being like skeptical, but without putting down whatever you man are fighting for. See, because I know our people are very sensitive, and if they hear me say something like, oh, I'm not sure, then they want to jump on me and attack me, and this is why, you know what I mean? My very people, I just want us to keep an open mind. You know what I mean? Fuck the West. It's very clear, fuck the West. But sometimes when we say fuck the West, it's like an illusion to make you think that the evil and the wickedness that's in the West is not already in our part of the world too. It's already there, just under a different guise. It's just done different, spelt different, looks different, dressed different, but it's there. That's all I'm trying to say. Just be mindful, innit? Be mindful. Why don't we pick our own heroes? If this is a time where you feel like this is a homegrown brother that you know, we've put him there and we're supporting him, then, you know, by all means, do your thing. But for me, politics is a no-go. Politics is a no-go, especially endorsing or buying into any individual political figure. I'm long past that paradigm. But big up to the people there, man. This has been my 2 pence. Your boy Jets is in the building. It's been an alright one. I tried to keep it moving. I'm feeling good, feeling fresh. Gonna do a little bit more filming. Big up Maverick on the 1s and 2s. Make sure that you check out all the content. Sign up to the Patreon for exclusive early bird access to the content. Follow me on all platforms. You know what I mean, man? And yeah. Next week I'll read out some comments. Yeah? But yeah, check out Speakernomics. Dropping every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. And yeah, stay in tune, man. Stay in tune with what's going on. I hope you lot have a great week. And I'm out.